Hello everyone, 30 here, and welcome back to another episode of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, the Royal Navy campaign. Last episode, we basically sat around waiting on research and reorganization and trying to basically piss the Soviets off. But at the end of the last episode, we had a bunch of research all complete, and we're still designing new ships for the fleet. Now, we have to follow the rules of the campaign, which state for every new class of ships, the hulls, we have to build a design off of them that has to be usable. So if I decided at some point that I wanted to build a class, or the class had to at least be viable, was the main thing. So we still have another battlecruiser hull, two actually, that we haven't even touched yet. And I want to start with the large light cruiser, which actually, upon looking around online, was part of Admiral Fisher's Baltic project for like small fleets for small battle cruisers. And I kind of like the idea of having some smaller, almost pocket battleship classes. A bit small, but I bet you I could get them to 28 knots. Just have them act as fast attack ships. Although I know many people who would crucify me over that classification, as they're not really that. But let's design them as maybe. Oh, oh, I could play with this hull. All right, let's do it. Let's just come up with. See, these are only 15 Mark 1s. That's the main reason I've resisted putting 15s on, is simply because we don't have. That's okay. Don't know why the floor disappears there, but it does. Main tower. We could put bigger guns on this. But I kind of like the idea of this being a light battle cruiser. Something just to say, hey, the fleet needs something handled. Can you send a ship? And they say, sure. Okay, dispatch this ship. Do dual guns. Simple secondary tower. There. Maybe it's a bit too big. It's 2-inch guns there. And then maybe funnel. Pause it. Wait. Yeah, put some there. Oh, no, 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 no. What's the range of these? 6.6. Just playing around here. 6.8 kilometer torps. If these were like 10-kilometer torps, I would say absolutely let's put these on and just make this thing a menace. I might actually keep these around for a while. So I want to build these really, really good because these look like something I want to play around with for a long time. But the problem is this ship has to contend with carrying a lot more armor than I otherwise would put on, as it's a light battle cruiser for all consideration. Uh, Dual 12s, maybe? That's pushing pretty heavy here. Hmm. Like the look of it, it screams like light battlecruiser, like exactly what I'm looking for. The weight is the problem. Drop the range all the way down, but what's your optimal speed of 32 knots? Holy crap. Doesn't problem is this design doesn't have a lot of play in it where I could say drop this back a little bit, bring these back. Hmm. 6-inch secondaries? I'd try to do the armor first and then go from there. See how much weight I've got to play around with. If I did a 10-inch belt, hmm. I'm trying to think through this because I'm trying to get this ship as balanced as I can get it. Can we get time? Counter tower? Maybe three? Yeah, two. Get two. Okay. I really like this, just as like a fast ship that can just run in and just say, we need a ship with battlecruiser sized guns that can fit in a small port. We'll probably build a dedicated class of cruisers for her to be escorted by. The exemplar class, I think is what we'll call it. These would be our version of a pocket battleship, although it is neither a pocket nor a battleship, to misuse the quote by Voltaire. It is neither Holy Roman nor Empire. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Big battlecruiser time. All right. 28 knots, as is the standard. And then maybe this becomes kind of the mainline battlecruisers. It's not like there's anything wrong with the Dominion class, but these guys just kind of. It's basically an elongated revenge class. Let's put the funnel in. This ship already is screaming excessive, and I'm here for it. Here again, we run into the problem of the battlecruiser just not having that armor. Nope, I took this off. That was a mistake. Hmm. Faster version of the Revenge class? But what to name it? Well, I guess we could just go off the naming convention of how they were actually named, as they were effectively larger class revenge. They were larger revenge classes as an improvement. Natural? Not. There we go. Sure. Now onto those light cruisers that I've been banging on about. Let's let's see. We got two new classes. And we're already 20 minutes in recording, and I've only designed two ships. Alright. Let's start with the scout. Wait, what cruisers did we unlock? Huh? Let me check something real quick here. Light Cruiser 4, Light Cruiser 5. That's the last research we did, so... Light Cruiser 4, Light Cruiser 5? Light Cruiser 4. It's just a destroyer. So I'm probably not going to build this class. But I have to follow the rules. I have to design it. I have to. Did this to myself. This is a great idea. Uh, minimum 28 knot speed. Theoretically, it should go faster than the battlecruiser, but let's face it, battlecruisers are already excessive in every definition of the word. Only still have single 6-inch guns. So maybe we wait till we get dual guns for light cruisers. So let me see, is it mechanisms? Secondary triple turrets. Yeah, so we want this. We want this. So tell you what, this is a new destroyer, so we're gonna have to build that anyway. Alright. Let's go forward a couple months. Let's finish constructing whatever we're constructing, and then we'll go forward from there. Right, Panama Canal is done. Let's increase relations with the United States. Smoke composition. Alright. We're gonna pray that eventually we're gonna get the double turrets for light cruisers. I'd like that early if possible. I still do not have a heavy cruiser hull replacement for the Drake class, which is really ticking me off. I mean, in theory, I could build a light cruiser like a heavy cruiser. Give it 7-inch guns or long sixes. Just let it hammer it, I suppose. It just seems like a bad idea in every sense of the word. Oh, it was just over there on the counter. Coastal Submarine 4. Sorry about that. I was answering my mother's question. Well, we got that destroyer, so I guess there's no time like the present. Can't shell fuse. Beta propulsion. What heat? 7,000 meter range. That's a major improvement. So let's get that first, then we'll design this new class of destroyers. Alright, battlecruisers. The next series of battlecruisers are done, and I assure you we do not have the escorts for them. Where did I build them? Forsyth? Yeah, we'll just... In lieu of new cruisers, we're just gonna give them small, detachment of Perth-class cruisers. And then the new destroyers once we design them. The Ocean class is almost done. 3 months. How are we looking generally finances? We have no cruise. Okay. So I think it's time we look at here. Mothball. We'll keep Europa out of the Drake class. So Europa, you are in Singapore. You're being recalled immediately. Along with Bulwark. You're going to Liverpool. So Bulwark and Europa, go to Liverpool. You are dismissed. Fleet. Mothballed. Crap. Okay. That should give us some extra crews. I need to get rid of the Barracudas. So those are next on the chopping block. Plenty of light cruisers. So actually, I might leave those in the other cruisers in service just a little bit longer. Please be a heavy cruiser hull. Please be a heavy cruiser hull. Or light cruisers. Not what I'm looking for. What? Ah! It's not what I'm looking for, but okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There's this triple bottom. Triple bottom. Okay. We're just gonna go forward. I love the design episodes because you guys can probably just hear me trying to think. You can probably hear the gears turning in my head as I'm trying to think about designing this ship, or any ship that I build. Let's get some unrest down. Of course, our food's strong enough. And I'm kind of done with being at war with Japan unless they get something I want. So, Soviet Union, piss off. Come naturally. We're trying to get the dual turrets for light cruisers. I don't care as much. I know we won't get them for destroyers until like the 30s, but having dual guns on light cruisers would be a huge. All right, so the battleships are done, so now we can start laying down the next few classes. Probably battleships. Although the Revenge class is probably going to have 6. I know the Revenge class is going to have 6. I know uh, most of the battle cruisers are going to have 4 or 5 ship classes. So our heavy cruiser number is at 1, but we're about to get a crap ton of heavy ships. Most of those are going to stay in service for a long time. Now, as we start phasing out the older dreadnoughts, yeah, sure, but that's why I'm building so many more. Still no minor allies. Might end up at war with Spain soon, which is interesting, I suppose. Turret mechanism? Please. Yes, double turrets on light cruisers. It's exactly what we want. Probably should just sit like a fleet of ships right there. Someone's building a bunch of new ships. Oh, nice. Okay. So let's go back to the design screen, and I will be back in a minute. Okay. So I took some time with the designer because I wanted to get the destroyer out of the way because that's one of the. It's just. It's not very interesting to me, truthfully, to try to design a destroyer because basically it's going to look like this anyway because of the balancing issue because this game is still not uh fully, you know what I mean. But yeah, basically this is going to be the Helmer class destroyer. Nothing too fancy, just a couple of 5-inch 38 caliber guns, 3 torpedo tubes, and some depth charges and mine hunting equipment. And maybe some mines. Alright, that'll do. Alright, light cruiser time, because that's kind of the main thing I wanted to design with you all. So you all could see how I'm thinking about doing this. So the first cruiser, I'm going to look at the 2 new hulls we unlocked. So light cruiser 6, so we have 3 hulls we need to build on. 4, 5, and 6. So 6, is this elongated? Maybe we make these to support the exemplar class? That could be 9.59, but this gives more gun placements, which to me is kind of essential for the cruiser print design. Bring us back just a little bit. Oh, hold on. Oh, yes. Here's where we get to start having fun with British cruisers. So 30 versus 30, 17.5, 17, 32, 31, 65, 64. They're basically the same. Question is how many 6-inch guns do I want on this cruiser? I think we'll just go with a 5-gun cruiser. Keep it somewhat sane. We do need to balance it out, though. So, heavy use of 2-inch guns incoming. But to be honest with you, could do. Just put torpedoes there. So that gives us torpedo tubes. 2 funnels. Still a little bit of a 4-weight offset. Nothing we can't fix with some 2-inch guns. Although honestly, with the design looking the way it does already, and this might just be the mainstay cruisers for a while, which isn't exactly the worst idea. Oh, I could sneak a torpedo tube there. Hmm. Have to go to the next size up. So if I wanted these to be 40s, I'd have to replace that with what, a 2-inch gun? So, but if I go down to 35, I'm willing to bet money that I can't. um, Alright. Don't really think I can put a layer that might help. Gotta get this weight down. That's not really helping much. Just, yeah. Make that foredeck just like a little bit thinner. Make it work. Yeah. Perseus class. I think this is going to be the... I guess we could start to follow cruiser naming conventions. It's a little bit early for the town cruisers, so I guess we'll go with the A class. The Arctic class, maybe? Got long range, big guns, comparatively. I like it. Alright, two more designs. Two more designs, and then I think we'll end the episode. And then before next episode, I'm going to try to figure out which cruiser is going to be assigned to what. Hermes class, we're also going to do 30 knots. These guys, I think, are probably going to get the... These guys might be our escort ships. Wait, hold on. Hold on, I got an idea. Maybe. Maybe. I've got the idea in my head. How I go about doing it is the question. How about this? how about you guys give me a second and let me think about this, and then I will be back once I have something akin to an idea of how I want to approach this.
Hey everyone, you might be confused about why I'm back on the battle screen. Well, truth be told, I think I can do a better job of getting the destroyers and the cruisers figured out. I'm not quite happy with the way I designed that one destroyer class I showed you guys. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to end the episode here. And next episode, we're going to try to figure out this cruiser escort issue because let's be honest here, I was doing some thinking while I took a break for dinner, and I think that one of the biggest problems here is if you look at all the designs here, we are heavily lacking in light ships. Sure, the Perth class exists, but everything else we're going to be building is heavy ships. Like, we simply do not have enough light ships. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep on it, and then next episode I should have some designs, or at least an idea about what I want to design. Uh, Again, I don't know if it saved that it did not save that one class of cruiser we already designed. So I think I can do a better job of it. Just, work out some of the kinks and try to get it better. So I hope you guys understand, but I think we can do better. And trust me, I don't want to have to deal with the Japan situation where we have to keep running away from that one fleet because we simply do not have the ships we need to take care of it. So, yeah. So next episode we're gonna work on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one.